Good morning from day number 17, and it's a rather beautiful morning as well. Last night I was joined shortly after getting here by two French girls, Cecile and Letitia. They were hiking the HRP. They did some of it last year, they're back this year to do some more of it. And then another couple turned up, but there wasn't room in the cabin, so they stayed in a tent just outside. They're just packing up now. I've run out of snacks, so I've got no snacky food left. I think I've got about a day and a half, I'm hoping, until town, so fingers crossed I should be able to make it last. But you will see that me sleeping in this morning until about 7:30 means that I have missed a beautiful sunrise. But still, it is a gorgeous setting, and it's a lot nicer than it looked last night. I took a couple of photos of me sat outside the cabin, and it looked like the end of the world behind the cabin. The sky was so dark and foreboding. Completely different today. There was a lot of wind last night. I was actually very, very glad to be inside a structure, because I don't know what time it was. It must have been after midnight. It got up really, really windy. But that's a beautiful sight to sit and have my coffee to this morning, which is exactly what I'm doing right now. And then once that's finished, I'm almost all packed up and I shall be on the move again. The good news is now I've got about 3 or 4 pretty easy sections. There's no real nasty climbs by the looks of it, so I should have a little bit of a better time of it. But I hope you're enjoying that view as much as I am. Alright, so I need to finish day 17 off. Found myself in a bit of a pickle last night actually. It turned out to be about just under a 20-mile day with just over 10,000 feet of elevation change again. It was a tough one yesterday, a lot tougher than I was expecting. Towards the end of the day, the last 3 hours I was walking was all in the rain. It was cold, it was very misty, you could hardly see anything, and I didn't realise, but I would enter a national park as well, which meant that I couldn't camp. So with little food, soaking wet through, and cold and dark, I came across the refugio over there. It's a manned refuge, and it's the first time I've stayed in one, but I didn't really have a choice last night. It was just under €60 altogether for the bed for the night in a dormitory. A really good, actually, 4-course meal, a hot shower and a drink. I met a nice American guy called Sean who was hiking the trail in the opposite direction. We had a good chat. And here I am this morning, set off. Didn't really want to pay for breakfast because I'm a cheapskate, so I'm going to set off. I've got about 12 or 13 miles down into Espot, the next town. I think I might be stood in front of the old refuge, I'm not certain, but it could be something to do with this dam, another dam. But yeah, that's the situation, and the good news is yesterday, day 17, I passed the halfway point of the mark of the walk, so I got over 255 miles yesterday. I think I'm around 265, 270, something like that. So really, really happy with doing that at day 17. Been going great guns. So yeah, it's upwards slightly and then downwards to Espot today. Looking forward to a rest in town. I just noticed out there, just on the edge of the valley, there was like a big concrete wall jutting up, and could see it was like an old abandoned building. And I found a way into it. There was a little grass track going down to it, and a real good explore of what was once quite a grand looking building by the looks of the exterior. I kind of wonder if it was an old hostel or an old refuge, but the exterior of it looked in really good condition. It was just the interior. But if you've watched the videos, you'll see, no doubt, I did film a little bit inside, and there was a really cool picture I took that I really liked, looking through the window out to the mountains. It's a nice little photo framed by the window. Alright, so I am about, according to the signs, I'm about 2 hours away from Espot. I've just stopped at a little refuge, had a drink, and they had Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi, which is unheard of in a remote location like this. Most of the refugiers either don't have Wi-Fi, or they'll charge you for like 10 minutes usage. But no, theirs was free, so I was very glad to use that. I got myself a hotel booked for this evening. Looking forward to doing some washing. And I believe there might even be a bath in the hotel room, which would be a real bonus. But this morning has been absolutely stunning. This place is beautiful, just walking down this valley. And as is the case, or as has been the case for the last sort of 3 days or so, it's been a real nice bright sunny morning, and then kind of mid-afternoon the clouds start rolling in, and I can just see them kind of threatening. Good morning, folks. Morning of day 19, and this is Espot. Two little supermarkets next door to each other, quite well stocked, lots of nice fresh fruit. I have got a lime calippo for my second breakfast. That was the hotel I stayed at last night, Hotel Saurat. Really nice, actually. The breakfast this morning was absolutely superb. I just stuffed my face. There was a bit of everything. It was great. Forecast for today, similar to the last few days. Nice weather until about 4 p.m. and then some rain. I think the rain's forecast to go through most of the night, so keep an eye on that. And I am headed out in the next 15 minutes towards Tavascan is the next sort of decent sized little village or town, I think. I'm a little bit worried about shops because I can't remember where the next shop is, but I'm sure that something will come along. I've got stocked up quite well with food again, so I'm alright for at least 3 or 4 days. So just leaving Espot on this nice easy gravel track. Seem to follow it for quite a way. It's a funny one. I'd been looking forward to getting to Espot for quite a while. well over a week, and I don't know why. I didn't know much about the place. I just seen it on the map. It looked like a decent size, looked like a really nice little place, and I got there yesterday, and yes, it was nice, but to be honest, I was a little bit underwhelmed, and I don't know why. It's a pretty little place, but nowhere near as big as I thought it was going to be. And yeah, it was just a bit sleepier, I think. It looks like there's a bit of development going on there. I think there's a trail running centre. Seem to be some quite new apartment blocks going up. So it's maybe under development, but yeah, not quite what I was expecting, to be honest. Still enjoyed my stay, I had a nice rest. It was nice to not be walking until sort of 7 or 8 p.m.
Well, welcome to my very messy tent. If you can just listen. It's raining pretty heavy, and it has been for a good couple of hours now. It was kind of drizzling on my way into Estéon. I debated whether to stay at the refuge there, but I have a feeling the lady at the refuge didn't really want me to stay there because she wouldn't even let me through the door. So I pushed on, and the rain just got heavier, and in the end I managed to cross the stream at the side of the trail and came into this little field, and I've got the tent put up under a tree. There's no view, but I am warm and dry for the night. So that is me done for today. Just slightly under 15 miles. A hell of a lot of elevation again. And tomorrow I have got 6 or 7 miles into Tavascan, where I'm going to be taking a day off.
Good morning, day 20, wet night last night, packed up in the wet this morning. It's quite cool still as well, the sun's not quite got its head out yet, but I've just come a little way from camp and arrived at Borders de Nibros, which is this little deserted village here. These tiny little houses, quite nice to see. I'm not sure if this is the one that I was thinking of. I know there's quite a famous one on the trail somewhere. I don't know if it's this one or not, but I might just go and have a little wander around. I've got a ton of time today to kill, so I might stop here, make myself a coffee, possibly get the drone out and get a little bit of drone footage. Might look quite cool from the air. Hello again. Once again, I am on top of a large hill, small mountain, however you want to describe it. Been quite a challenging climb up because, as well as it being quite steep, it's been kind of knee to waist high undergrowth, and it's been real difficult using the poles to give yourself some extra oomph. Plus, with all the rain last night, it's been soaking wet through, so I've kind of been stood at the top of the hill in the sun trying to just dry out a little bit. And the good thing is, I've always wanted to get on top of a cloud inversion. I know it's not a very impressive one, but we do have a cloud inversion in the valley below me, In fact, you can see it happening kind of all over the place, but the one in the valley below me has been quite cool. I've had the drone up and tried to get some footage of it. So yeah, I've just been stood wasting time up here basically. I think there's a refuge in about an hour's time, and it's maybe about 2.5 hours to Tavascan. So as I'm staying there tonight in a hotel, I can waste as much time as I want this morning. But it's been an odd morning so far. It's blue sky, but there's some serious cloud around, and it kind of looks threatening, and then it passes over again, and yeah, I just wish the weather would make its mind up what it's doing. But yeah, not too bad so far. Enjoying it. Like I say, just would like a little bit more sunshine on a more regular basis, please.
Well, that is it. I have reached Tavascan at long last. It seemed to take an absolute age to get here, but I am here and it's very pretty. You got kind of the river running through the centre of town. Seems to be a couple of hotels, bar, restaurant down there, and a big group of tourists coming down here. And we've got the famous old bridge there, very, very picturesque. The church up there as well. I need to find my hotel because it isn't where Google is saying it is. So yeah, I need to go and investigate where that may be, but that's probably going to be after I find some food and liquid.